Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Atlanta Team Leaders Academy podcast. I'm your host, Donnie Johnson, and I have the pleasure of sitting here with Maynard Jackson's own
Royal Spence.
Royal Spence, Mr. Basketball. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I think a lot of people out here want to know who will beat one-on-one, me and you. What's your answer?
Me.
You?
Sure.
You think you can beat me one-on-one, bro?
Skunk.
Like, look into your camera and tell them that, like,
I will skunk Donnie Johnson.
what?
Uncle Donnie.
Like, okay, so what's your score? What's your score if you would have beat
What we
me?
going to?
We can go to 10. You know, I'm getting a little old, bro. So we're going to 10
I
by
get
1
10-3.
Oh God. Next question. Anywho,
Yeah.
yeah, man, I just wanted to get on here today, man, and just kind of like expose who you are. You know, let the world see who you are, who's Royal Spence, which I think you're a phenomenal young man. I really love you, really care about you dearly. But let some of the people know, like, who you are. Like, who are you, bro?
Royal Spence is like, everybody say you're a team leader, you're a basketball player, he this, he that. Roy is just a leader in general. Like,
Right.
Roy just want to be great.
Right.
Like, no matter what it is, he always got something up his sleeve.
Right.
In a good way, in a positive way.
Right.
And Roy care about everybody. Like, Roy used to be selfish. Roy used to be, he don't want to listen to nobody.
Right.
Roy used to want to do stuff his own way.
Right.
But that's not Roy no more. Like, Roy done really figured it out. Once he got with him,
Right.
he got with him.
Okay, cool.
So that's how
I like that. I like that.
Sure.
I like that, man. You listen, bro. I like that. I can attest to like you being great and taking those steps to being better. You know, we have our own personal relationship.
Yes,
I done talked to you a lot about a lot of different things on how to go about certain things. What do you think like one of the most challenging things that you deal with right now as a teenager?
One of the most challenging, really just understanding life. Like, just listening to other people and taking constructive criticism. That's one of the most challenging. Like, I didn't like listening to people when I was younger. Like, I didn't like folks telling me when I was wrong.
Right.
So now I was just taking constructive criticism in a good way.
Right. How did that make you feel? Like when you felt like people would like you was perceiving it or taking it in as wrong. You get what I'm saying?
It made me really feel like I was just always doing something bad. Like, I was just like a bad kid.
Oh, man.
And that wasn't even the case. Like, I just didn't listen. And when I started listening, I understood, like, I really had to fix myself.
Right. It was inwardly that you had to really like. Because I'm going to tell you, man, like, when I was younger, bro, like, I'm being honest with you. When I was younger, like, I felt the same way that you felt. Like, that you feel. Like, well, I wouldn't say currently feel, but, like, you felt that way, you know, previously to your change. But I felt like, you know, people called me bad, so I felt like I had to be bad or I had to live up to that, right? And something I want to ask you is that, like what clicked for you in order for you to, like, make that pivot or make that change?
Something that clicked, and I'm not just saying that because he's right here. I had one talk with Donnie Johnson probably maybe a month ago.
But don't make me cry on it, bud.
I'm not gonna make you cry.
Okay, cool, all right.
I
told you that when I text you, bro. Like,
we had one talk about a month ago, and it was just a lot going on personally in my life that I couldn't just jump up and be like, I'm gonna fix this, I'm gonna do this. I had to sit there and just listen and like understand like it's out of my control. It's a lot of stuff I tried to put in my control that was out of my control. Like what I wanted to do, I couldn't do because that would have messed up what I had going for my family and myself. And I had to sit down with Coach Donnie and we really like figured out a whole plan, came up with some words, and I abide by them words every day. And like we got this, should I tell them what we do every morning?
Let's do it, bro. Like, I mean, we're going to be vulnerable. We're going to open up to him, bro. Like, let's just,
at this point,
let's give it to him at this point.
So every morning I open up a Bible, and it's not like your traditional Bible like with just God and Proverbs and stuff like that. It's a Bible where I find a word and I read that word, and off that word it'll show a scenario, and I send it to Coach Donnie, and we'll just break it down together, like break it down to the fullest, so like I can fully understand that one word, and like we just do that every morning. But it's past like 2 weeks, just been doing that.
Bro, you gonna make me cry, bro.
Come on.
No, I'm serious, bro. Cause like, I don't think people understand like the level of compassion and the level of like sacrifice that come with this job that we do, like helping you guys out. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, one thing that I can say is like to see one of you like take it in, soak it in, and really become that. Like I watch you a lot. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know that. Like I watch you a lot, and I'm watching you grow as a young man, and I'm watching you mature. And I have to navigate I have to navigate this space of emotions, bro. I do. As a grown man at 36 years old, bro, I have to navigate this lane of emotions because it's sensitive to me, bro, because I didn't have that. You get what I'm saying? Like I didn't have that positive role model in my life coming up to show me how to navigate my emotions. And I had to learn all this. Like what I'm teaching you is something that I had to learn on my own for real. Like I had to go through that fire on my own, bro. So what I want to ask you is like, bro, like how do you at this point as a teenager navigate your emotions, and like what do you feel like you can do better?
I was just like, I know what I can do better. I can just go within myself better and stop worrying about what other people say and think negatively. Like I listen to too much negativity, like whether it's basketball or just life. Like I listen to that too much. And also it's social media. Like I feel like at this age, it's good to have social media for a certain aspect. Like social media is so like annoying and messy. So I just try to stay away from it. But at the same time, I need it because I play basketball.
Right.
So recruiting,
exposure.
So I need it.
Right.
Social media is like, for me, is a need. It's not a want. I don't want social media.
Right.
But I need it, so I have to do it.
Right.
And something
That's
else,
the world we live in now today too,
Yeah.
though. So it's like you need it in order to like to get to certain levels in life that you're trying to do, or your admirations or goals that you're trying to accomplish. Like you can expose them through social media. So I do understand what you with that. But like with like how do you navigate those emotions though? Like how did you get to this point of knowing like how to like differentiate the two?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
okay, like this is a need. It's not a want. It's not something I want to do, but it's something that I need to do in order for me to get to where I go. Like what
I really just sat down with myself and my mentor, and he helped that. Like I didn't do it all by myself.
Right.
It was two people,
Right.
him
Right.
and you.
Gotcha.
And we really sat down and like we sat down for a whole hour.
Right.
And navigated our way through what is a need and a want.
Right.
So that's what we did.
Right. I never forget that day either, because that day, I think we both allowed ourselves to be transparent to each other.
Yeah.
And I think they just seen the manifestation of it on camera now. But I think that you're a great kid, man. I think that you got a bright future. But there's some more stuff that I want to ask you, bro. Yeah, we got a little deep, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, you still ain't answered that question about the one-on-one though. Like,
I did.
Like,
I would beat you.
we're gonna
for
rewind
that.
the take back, y'all, because I don't feel like 10-3. Come on, bro. 10-3. We really gonna go there, bro?
10-5.
Oh God. 2 more points. Okay, cool. All right, so real quick, bro. Real quick. Like, if it's one thing that you can change about Royal, what would that be?
I would change.
I want to know this.
I would change my mindset. For real. Like, my mindset is good enough for the position I'm in, but like how I think outside of here, like when I think at home, it's a whole different person than when I'm outside. Like outside folks see me thinking like I'm right, but inside I be tripping. Like I be down in myself.
When you by yourself at home,
when I'm
like,
by myself, like, I really just be thinking like I should not be there in that position. I should not be here.
Right. Why you feel like you like? That's what I mean by like navigating those emotions and feelings, because that's a feeling, right?
Yeah. It's
so it's like you feel like you're inadequate, right? Meaning that you feel like you're not good enough to accomplish what it is that you need to accomplish, or you feel like you're not where you want to be at this time, right? That you want to be.
And at the same time, it come off of actions, like how I act. Because, you know, my emotions come from, like, my actions. Like, same with most people. Like, if you fail a test, right? You come back to the class, you don't want to do the work because you failed that test. So, like, you just be like, oh, man, this class hard. That don't even be the case. You just failed that one test. You might come back and pass the next one.
Right.
So, it come off my actions. Like, let's say,
I like the way you put that. I like your analogy on that. I mean, I've thought of it similar to that way, but like that's different. Like, I mean, I guess I didn't expect that for your age. And that's another thing that I like. I don't know. I like the podcast because it allows me to see a different side of you than what I see every day. Because like I can't pick your brain like this in like an interviewing style, like, right?
Yeah.
But it also allows your parents to see a different side of you so they can approach you differently, right? So like my next thing that I want to ask you is like, what's one thing that you would want your mom or your parents to understand about you? That you think they don't understand about you?
see, when my mom see me not talking to her, she think I'm trying to be disrespectful or I'm
Right.
trying to be disobedient.
Right.
When it just be me, like, in my own state of mind, like, I'm trying to think so I don't lash out in the wrong way on somebody else. Like,
So let's pause right there, because I like that. I like that because I've went through that too. Like, it's crazy. Like, man, you're so similar, but it's like you just need the time to process, right?
yeah,
And because it gives you a better outlook on what you're trying to do, right? Or what you're trying to like, express, right? So like that's why I asked you the question, like, what do you feel like your mom or your parents or your guardians don't understand about you? And how could you go about it differently? Or how, like, what conversation needs to be had? Because I think this is a platform for you to express that, because sometimes we keep that stuff in, right?
yeah,
And it boils over and then you have those impulsive reactions, right?
yeah.
So like, what do you think can happen differently?
If I'm being honest, like, me and my mom, we got a good relationship,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna be honest with myself. I don't really express to my mom. Like, I don't really talk to her. I'd rather talk to somebody like you or Coach Q or somebody. Like, I don't really sit down with my mom enough.
But why not?
It's just how my mom is with me and like our relationship. It's like, I love my mom to death. Like, I do
Right.
anything for her.
Granted, yeah, of course.
But like, it's like how I grew up. I had to figure stuff out, whether it was basketball, school. Like, she was there. She was
Yeah.
there, but she couldn't always be there how I wanted her.
Right.
And I don't really sit down with my mom enough and like talk to her.
Right.
So I feel like with me, I just need to sit down with her. We don't have any like problems. Like, I do my work, I go to school, play basketball.
Right.
It's just she feel like I need to sit down with her more. And I feel like I need to
And
sit
I
down with her.
agree. I agree. And I think that takes a level of maturity, right?
Yes, sir.
That I can see you putting in the work to do so that you can prepare yourself for that space. I think you're doing a wonderful job at that too, bro. But like, as well, like, I think that like all that comes too from like, having that male figure too, like early on, so that you can learn how to like express yourself, or they can teach you how to express yourself to a woman, whether it's your mom or anybody, right? I just think that's a part of it too. You get what I'm saying? Like, would you attest to that? Like, to say like, okay, like, if I had a male figure to show me, then maybe I could have handled that a little bit earlier,
yes.
before it came to a point where like, y'all have a great relationship, which is great. You feel what I'm saying? But it's like, can it be better? Yeah. Like, what steps do we need to take to make it better? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
We definitely gonna talk about that off camera, but I definitely want you to move towards that, because I think that's gonna be a pivotal part of you being successful and becoming who you need to become, which is a great individual. Is there anything you want to ask me, bro? I've been sitting right here asking you a few things.
Yeah. I'm about to ask you some questions.
Okay.
So, who is Donnie Johnson? You asked who is Royal. Who is Donnie Johnson? Uncle Donnie.
Okay, cool, bro. We're going with the uncle now. Okay. First and foremost, like, I'm a child of God. Number one. And I'm Pamela Green's son. I'm a father. I'm a brother. Uncle. I'm an individual that love people, bro. Like, I think that, like, when everybody was like raising their hand to like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I heard a lot of firemen, doctors, lawyers. It was just like, I didn't have that answer. Like, my answer was like, I just wanted to help people in whatever form that looks like. I'm purpose driven. Donnie's ambitious. Like, I'm very ambitious. Very compassionate. very, very compassionate. I think to a degree where sometimes it makes my vision a little fuzzy when it comes to people. You get what I'm saying? But I don't leave that up into my hands. Like, I just like, like God to take care of that for me or whatever. You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
But I'm a positive individual, loving individual. And I'm just me, bro. It's still more to come. You get what I'm saying? Like, I ain't done yet. So it's a lot to go. Like, you know what I mean? I'm only 36, so it's like I'm still kind of young.
So, like, touch up on that, like, when did you figure out you wanted to get here in that space? Like, you wanted to be there? Like, who helped you get to that point where I'm gonna help people? Like, I want to do this full time. Like,
it was a lot of people, bro. Like, it was a lot of people like Nick. Nick was one of them who gave me an opportunity to like be in this space with you guys, and I appreciate him for that. The whole Team Leaders Academy, like team coordinators and staff, some of the people that facility managers and stuff like that. Like it's a whole group of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That allowed me in this space to like really help you guys out and like be myself, like genuinely myself. Like I wasn't trying to like put on no front. Like even when I came over to the like Promise Center, like I ain't finna put on no front for y'all, bro. Like you getting what you getting. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's why they brought me in too, because it's like I'm raw with it. I know how to connect with you guys. I know how to relate to you guys. You get what I'm saying? Like,
so
I could be one of you guys, but at the same time, it's a line and it's a boundary. You feel what I'm saying? That we don't cross. But who helped me and like say your question again? Like you said,
like,
who helped me?
Who helped you? I know it was God.
Right.
It was God. So I only got to ask you that question. That
For
was
sure.
basically
That's like number one.
Yeah.
But like when we say people, like individual, because God appoint people to your life for certain reasons and for certain seasons. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like for me, I feel like those people were great to me, including my family. They were very supportive. I think like too, what helped me get to this space of like helping people too is like I had to go through what I had to go through as an individual. Like I had to go through like the fire. Like I had to go through like experiences that like I don't want you guys to ever see.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna keep it clean, but you get what I'm saying? Like I done been through some things, like and it carved me. It shaped me and molded me into this individual that I am today, who y'all seeing. And sometimes it like, bro, to be honest with you, bro, it had me in awe sometimes. I'd be like, bro, how did you become this? Like what happened? You know what I'm saying? And I have to reflect sometime to see like, oh, okay. And that's when I see God's hand on my life. You get what I'm saying? It's like when I reflect back and I see like, oh, all the situations I made it out of, and I'm still breathing, I'm still intact, I'm disease-free, I'm in my right mind, I'm healthy. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm stable individual. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm grateful, bro. Place of gratitude.
So I know you said something about you being a father. So what does being a father mean to you, like as personally you, like?
Damn.
Like how does that fatherhood look for you?
Damn, that's crazy. It has its challenges, bro. I'm not even gonna tell you no tell. Like I wouldn't sit on the camera and tell you no lie, bro.
Yeah.
Like, bro, my son, like, I love him dearly. You know what I'm saying? I have to navigate my emotions and these soft spaces that I have to kind of like teach him the right things and not let him fall victim to like being spoiled or things of that sort. You get what I'm saying? Like, and just show him the way to go about certain things. You feel what I'm saying? Like the same way I like mentor, the same way I kind of like father. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it has its challenges, just like mentorship. It has its challenges, but I pray about it and, I try to sit back and, I always see the positive and not look at the negative when it comes to people. Especially my son, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause we going through a pocket where it's like, it's tough, bro. You hear what I'm saying? He's 12, he's feeling himself. He got little girls like him. You know how y'all get, bro. Y'all get little girls like y'all and stuff, bro. Yeah. And it can be challenging at times, and I have to sit back and make a logical decision versus having like an emotional decision. Because sometimes our emotions place us in places or making impulsive decisions that's not healthy for like you, yourself, or the environment that you're in. So like, to answer your question about fatherhood, like it's like a gumbo, bro. Like it's so much that go on in it. But I wouldn't change it for nothing in the world.
For sure.
Because it helped me grow. It's helping me grow to be a grown man too.
Sure.
Like it strengthened my emotion. It strengthened me in like my decision making. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, like fatherhood.
So let's touch up on the Atlanta team leaders then.
Okay,
Since
cool.
we on the topic. How did you start in Atlanta team leaders? Like, how did that whole thing come about?
It was actually shout out to Quisha, man. Quisha,
Shout out Miss Quisha.
yeah, Miss Quisha, man. Shout out to Miss Quisha. That's my camera. I'm pointing at the wrong camera. Shout out to Miss Quisha. Yeah. She saw me on social media, man, and she did like a little homework on me, and she started digging. She was like, "Hey, I think you need to, be a part of what we got going on. Like you like the missing piece to what we got going on." And I was like, okay, cool. Like, who do I talk to? And she was like, okay, I'm gonna set up the meeting for you. Don't worry about nothing. I got you. And from there, she kind of like worked the play, and like it was like a talk to Nick. Me and Nick sat down. We had some of the same core values, and I wasn't budging, bro. Like, cause I was already kind of like doing what I was doing anyway with teens anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I just hadn't been in the centers and ran across you guys, but it's a lot of guys out here that's like in the trenches and like still had their guns and stuff on them who I was like mentoring, you get what I'm saying? Like still selling drugs, like type things. And it was just like, hey, like trying to convince them to like switch it over and, do it a different way. You get what I'm saying? Because like I knew I was a prime example because I was doing the same thing that they was doing. You feel what I'm saying? But shout out to Quisha, man. Quisha put that play together. Okay, and Nick just followed through with his word like he always do. Yeah. Stand up guy. I rock with him.
Okay, then. You got any more for me? Got a question for me?
Yeah, of course. We'll be here all day, bro. I got questions for you. Like, okay, so let me ask you this. Right. What inspired you to play basketball? I got in that bag then. Ooh, I got in that bag then. Look in your camera and tell them what inspired you.
What inspired me?
Basketball.
So I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be real honest. 8th grade year, I was at King Middle School. Didn't make the basketball team.
Oh, wow.
Did not make my 8th grade basketball team. My last year, I did not make the team. That summer, going in 9th grade, I just put up shots every day at the court. Shootings all night, going to the court. Because I stayed in Mechanicsville.
Yeah, somebody told me that.
Yeah, I stayed in Mechanicsville, so and everybody know about this. This was when splat balls and guns and was going crazy in Mechanicsville. So I had to be inside at least 7. So I went to the court around 1 to 7, just putting up shots like almost every night. Then come 9th grade, I was on the 9th grade team. Kept working.
Right.
Got better. Didn't have no training, no ride, no AAU practice, no none of that. Right. So I was just working by myself. So now come 10th grade, now I'm on JV and varsity. So I just kept working. And I still ain't got no support. Like, I'm just by myself for real.
Right.
And then come Coach Donnie Johnson. He gave me my first training I done had my whole basketball. He gave me training.
I'm sitting here, bro. Like,
so
yeah, it's Coach Donnie Johnson, like you, like you can just say like you gave me that. But it's okay. I'm listening, bro. I'm listening.
So yeah, that's how it all happened. So like, I don't want to say myself, but myself.
Yeah, for sure. Stand on that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you should stand on that because it's like, I can honestly attest to that. Like, I feel like you did, like, have to get it out the mud. You get what I'm saying? Which is going to make it even better. You feel what I'm saying? When it comes, to you playing basketball and getting on varsity and stuff like that, you're going to have a different type of dog in you because you really put in work that a lot of people ain't willing to put in by themselves.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, you got anything? You got anything else you want to ask me?
There's a lot of questions I want to ask you, but it's, I can't really ask you on camera. So I'm gonna just ask you something simple, but it's not simple. So as a man, right? As me, as an upcoming man, what is one piece of advice you would give me going into my junior year of high school for next year? Or any type of advice you would give me?
I mean, I'm going to tell you this, I'll dribble, like, number one, put God first. That's just point blank period. Yeah. Because that's where it started. That's where everything started for me for us as human beings, that's number one thing, right?
Yes, sir.
So God first, and I would say this: having yourself, like, properly preparing yourself, right? I think that's like the top piece of like advice that I can give you, like as a young man, like properly preparing yourself and assessing what you're up against, so that you can like mute your insecurities. You get what I'm saying?
For sure.
So it's like proper preparation mutes insecurities, right?
Preparation, insecurities.
Right.
Okay.
So it's like if you properly prepare yourself, you have the confidence to walk into whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish or sustain that space that you're trying to be in, right?
Mhm.
Whether it's a varsity basketball player, if it's being a young man or being a better son, you know, to your mom, like sitting down talking with your mom, like properly preparing yourself, having those conversations, reading those books to gain the information, because like if you lack knowledge, then, you know, your vision gonna be blurry. And if your vision, like how you see things is how you're gonna do things. So if you can't see it right, you're not gonna do it right. So properly preparing yourself so that you can see right, right?
Right.
And then we can what? Do right. Right?
So
that's a piece of advice that I would give you, like walking into like your junior year. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, look, let me properly prepare myself. Let me get a schedule down. Let me get more disciplined. You feel what I'm saying? Like, because when you're more disciplined, it gives you the freedom to do what it is that you want to do. And I've learned that, like, I actually just experienced that, like, last year. Like, I disciplined myself for a whole year, and now I'm living in a free place, like a freedom where I can do the things that I really, truly want to do. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And that's the piece of advice that I give you. Proper preparation meets insecurities, right? And if we properly prepare ourselves, we can sustain the space that we in.
Yeah, that's hard. So
Feel me? Like that's real talk, like doing the work. Because how you see things is what?
how you do things.
Facts. So with that being said, you got anything else you want to ask me, bro?
No, sir.
Hey, Atlanta Team Leaders Podcast, Royal Spence,
Coach
Donnie
Donnie.
Johnson. We out, big dog.